Are you kidding me? You are not in here. I literally made this whole fencing area to try to keep you away from me. Hello, AC Universe, and welcome to Canada Crossing. My name is Danny, and today we are doing another special collab video in celebration of springtime. Some friends and I have decided to do a speed build series where we were each given a color of tulip. Tulip obviously representing spring, and I was given the beautiful pink tulip. So my fellow collaborators are Silly Heather Plays, who was given the red tulip, Marquand Crossing, who was given the white tulip, Meg Crossing, who has the purple tulip, and Krabby Crossing, who has the yellow tulip. We each had to have these tulips in our build and also represent about 75% of the color of our build, roughly, had to be that color of items in it. We were also each assigned a certain type of build. So mine had to include the secret beach. Very excited to work with that stipulation. And if that wasn't enough, we each had to assign a person a secret item that they had to include in their build. So I was assigned a dollhouse from Megan, and I actually assigned Megan the stage flame machine, so I cannot wait to see how she uses that. I can't wait to see how all of these builds come out. All the channels will be listed in the description below, so make sure you check them all out. They're all relatively newer creators, and I'm very happy to be part of this collab with them. And we were all posting at the exact same time, so make sure you go check them out. Now, let's get started with the build. Alright, so this is the place where we're going to build our tulip spring build. And of course I used the secret beach, and the secret beach on this island actually happens to be right next to the edge of the island, so not right next to the regular beach. So I thought I would incorporate both places. So what I kind of decided to do was do a kiddie park, like a child's kind of amusement park area. Using the color pink I thought was appropriate. And I really wanted to use a lot of the plaza items because I haven't actually used many of them before, because they've never really fit with any kind of aesthetic I was going for on any of my islands. And I always thought it would be one of those things where I would never really have a place to use them, but I thought, okay, here's an opportunity. And like, especially these two items I think are beautiful, and they're a lot of fun, especially in this version. I will say, generally, pink is not one of my favorite colors to work with. You know, no offense to those pink stands out there, but it's just not one of my favorite colors. So it was a little hard to make all this work. And this game has two distinct versions of pink. And now the tulips, which are the whole point of this build, are kind of this more dark, hot pink, as I would call it. And then there's the more pastel pink in the mums, and you see in the fence, things like that. So I did decide to incorporate both types of pink here and there, and I do think it worked out in the end, but you will notice there is a lot of pink going on in here, and I just wanted to stay true to the challenge and use as much pink as possible. I do like this fence actually in that color of pink, I must say. And it's kind of like a bubblegum pink, and I thought it turned out really it made sense anyways at the time. The path I'm using here is actually another Honeyland Horizon original path, and we'll make sure to put her MA in the description below, so if you're looking for this path. It's beautiful, beautiful custom path. And I thought it really suit the area. I was going through a bunch of her paths, and I thought, okay, this is going to be really nice for like a child's amusement park kind of deal, so that's why I chose this one. So I really wanted to kind of divide the area into different sections, and so I had kind of where the two rides were, and this is kind of more like a traditional kind of park area for maybe younger kids, like babies with their parents. So that kind of created this picnic blanket area. And I do kind of realize I need to tone down the pink a bit at this point, I think. And I eventually, I'm not sure if this is right away, but I take the second pink bench away and yeah, replace it with a white one because I'm like, no, that's just too much. Just too much pink going on here. I can't with all the pink. And I was worried it was going to look too much like a Pepto-Bismol jar exploded on my build. So I did try to incorporate a little less pink as I went on. And I do think we found a good balance in the end. So I did want to include something over there. I originally just put the elephant on the rocks to kind of add some height next to it. I wasn't sure at this point if I was really going to go extend my build out into the beach and the rocks. And I just thought at least having something out there, it kind of brought that extra height to the background. And I liked it there. So I was kind of toying with the idea at this point. Am I going to extend my build out to the rocks and the beach? And then... spoiler alert, I eventually do. Not extensively, but just kind of put some decorations out there to kind of incorporate that side. I thought it was important too to try to incorporate as many different kinds of fencings in the area because of all the customization with fencing. So I actually have 3 different types of fence in here, all that can be customized to pink versions. So I have the wedding fence in the back, the tall vertical board fence in the far back, and then up front we have the park fence. So I thought it was kind of cool to kind of play with the different types of fencing. Because it is kind of a fun kiddie area, it kind of gives you permission to use a bunch of different types of materials when maybe normally you wouldn't. And it's been really hard for me coming from working on my Elegant Core Island for so many months and to realize like, okay, you don't need to make everything so perfect looking. You're not on that island anymore. Let's have some fun. And that's really honestly what this build really did for me. It was kind of just made me relax and just play with a whole bunch of items that I've honestly never touched. Like I've honestly never touched any of these plaza items. And I had so much fun kind of using them. And I love this variety of them. Like this arch too, it's gorgeous. And it all just kind of came together, like just by having those plaza items as the focus point of this build. Because when I was assigned the pink tulip, I really honestly had no clue what I was gonna do. And then to incorporate the secret beach with it too. And I'm like, I don't know. I really didn't know. And then when I came to decide whichever one of my islands I was going to do it on, this was the only island I had that didn't have the secret beach kind of already decorated. So I'm like, well, it's going to be this one. And because it was right next to the rocks and the beach already, it just kind of made sense to kind of all tie into the kind of the boardwalk park kind of idea. And anyway, I'm quite happy with it. Like I said, I do think for something this is not my comfort zone at all, I do think it turned out acceptable. So we're finally going to start doing some things to the secret beach area. I just wanted to kind of add a little, like, maybe it was like a swimming area for, parents would take their kids out when they're there. So, adding kind of the floaty devices and a seat for the parents to wait. I do come back to this area a couple other times because it never quite sat right with me. And I do end up tweaking a few things here and there, like I think a couple times throughout the video because it's never quite where I wanted it to be. But in the end, I think it does come together. So here we are again, just doing some fiddling, some changes. I didn't quite like the way it was set up. I do like this kind of version a lot better. Just aesthetically, it pleased me a lot more. So I'm okay with that. I just will kind of, I think, add a couple things a little later on. And then this front section, I kind of wanted more of the food area. So just very basic, like candy machine, snack machine, drink machine kind of thing. And we're just gonna, the only thing I think I would change about this area looking back on it, and is maybe put a bit of pattern underneath like the drink machines and even the cotton candy machine. Just a little bit. Like I didn't want to, my biggest thing was I didn't want to just cover the whole thing with the stone pattern, no matter how much I love it, just because it's supposed to be a spring build and I wanted the spring grass to show. It just was very important to me, and because it's a park, I also think it's important to have a lot of grass. So that's why I made more just like literally just the path. I didn't want the whole thing covered in like the cement tile, right? I'm just gonna kind of flesh out the entrance here. Again, it's not really attached to anything on this island yet, so it's just to kind of bring it out a bit. And then just add in a last little touch to the beach, finally. Okay, so speed build is complete. Let's go have a quick tour of it. So, very simple entrance into the park, and I really like the way it turned out. Obviously extremely pink, probably more pink than I would ever normally build anything, but that is the rules of the collab. So there we go. Love this little area, very simple for like, you know, maybe, I don't know, kids like under 10, and then we have, you know, toddlers and baby kind of area with their parents. I think that's really cool. And then including the secret beach, just have a little place where people could go swimming. Love the tubes here. I think that's such a cool item. And then we have the actual ride. So we have the Ferris wheel and the merry-go-round. I love this color variation of it. And I purposely wanted to come at night just to kind of see everything lit up because I think it looks so pretty. And then, like, didn't really want to include the beach of it. And then didn't really want to include the beach as necessarily part of the build, but I did want to dress it up a little bit. So we just added a little bit of decoration here and there and added some more pink items. So that's our spring tulip collab build. Let me know what you think. And again, make sure to check out everybody else's build. I, for one, cannot wait to see what they came up with. So thanks for tuning into Canada Crossing. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.